Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus.
This is The Ray Taylor Show.
Rayz Dayz, episode 110. This is the show where I recap my week. I talk about myself. You want to get to know me. This is the show where you do that. Last week has been... as it has been for the last few weeks, the month or so, I've had a lot of mental health issues. Just some ups and a lot of downs, a lot of depression, some anxiety, no real panic attacks, thankfully, mostly just anxiety with a lot of depression. And, it's this past week hasn't been much different. It wasn't all week that I've felt depressed and horrible, but a good portion of it. Last Sunday, which I record these on Sunday, I decided to ask my roommate to get me a box of wine, which I haven't been drinking since, aside from a few drinks that I've had since last December. I stopped drinking and recently stopped smoking weed as well. So I've been pretty sober, but last Sunday I was just in one of those fuck it moods where I just felt like I just needed a break. I hadn't felt, aside from I've had a few alcoholic drinks, had a bottle of wine, and then a couple like mixed drinks here and there. Over the past 5 months, so I felt like a box of wine or a case of beer. I wanted to feel intoxicated. I wanted to get drunk because it's been a while since I've had that feeling, and got the box of wine. And it's weird because you would think, not having had any alcohol for months on end, that I would be much more of a lightweight. However, it really felt like I was unable to get drunk. I still felt hungover the next day, which Sunday I never really felt like I was able to get drunk. Got all of my work done super fast, despite drinking the entire time. But Monday I definitely was able to get drunk, and decided to, in some ways, take Monday off because, the way my schedule is, I try to get things done every day of the week, but with my mental health being how it is, I've kind of gotten to the point where I've decided to kind of turn the beginning of my week as a way for me to just relax and decompress and refresh myself from, the art and all the production that I do towards the end of the week that I kind of ramp up to. That stuff is like automatic. Like missing a live painting day, which I do on Thursdays, not editing stuff, like all that stuff I don't have to think about. I could feel as horrible as I could possibly feel, and I will still get all of that stuff done. I can push through whatever I'm feeling to get that stuff done because it's become automatic for myself. But the beginning of the week, the things that I've tried to add to my schedule to kind of fill in the beginning of my week, that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the week, I haven't been able to do, which, because I haven't been able to do it, hurts my mental health overall. Just because, in addition to feeling bad, I'm also feeling bad because I'm not getting the things done that are on my calendar. So I've decided to allow myself to take those days off. And I'm still working in a sense, because I will take those days to watch all of the movies and things that I'm going to review for the week, for the next week's podcast. So, like, I decided I'm going to do the top 5 Harmony Korine movies, which that's going to be tomorrow. So I watched all of the Harmony Korine movies, which, if you want to talk about a selection of movies to not improve your mental health, Harmony Korine movies are some. It probably didn't help my mental health at all. Probably had adverse effects on my mental health watching all of his movies. But I did that. I decided to watch all of the things that I usually kind of watch throughout the week, and did it all early in the week, which was nice, which actually was a nice change, because it ended up freeing up the end of the week where I wasn't constantly thinking of the things that I need to watch, to review, and take notes on. So it was kind of a nice thing, and having that box of wine, despite the fact that, overall was tough to make me feel the drunk that I was kind of looking for, and reminded me of just how horrible I felt after drinking. It was nice. It felt like a nice little vacation, like just a small, small vacation, at least mental vacation, where I could just not think about and care about things, and just, allow myself to just not do anything, in a sense. And it kind of helped. Thinking about the depression that I've had and wanting to get help, it's amazing how absolutely difficult it is to get help. Now, there's all these, there's suicide prevention hotlines. I don't feel like I'm suicidal. I mean, I think about wishing I was dead quite a bit, but I'm not at a place where I am planning anything or deciding to do something. I really haven't had that level of depression since my very younger years, like middle school, high school years, and even some of my 20s. But so the suicide prevention line, it's not going to do anything for me, because I'm not thinking about killing myself. But trying to get help before I get to a place where maybe things change is damn near impossible. It is damn near impossible. Trying to figure out, when you have very little energy as it is to just exist and get your life things done, to add into that the homework and research you need to do to see if there's places that I could go that I can afford. And it's even if I did, I couldn't afford whatever medication that would be prescribed to me. I don't, even if I have insurance, I can't pay whatever the copays are. I don't have income. The access for mental health care for me is a dream. Is just something that winning a lottery ticket is as accessible as mental health care is, it seems to me. So it's a bummer. It doesn't help my overall mental well-being to also know that treatment and care are far from my reach. Maybe there's nonprofits out there that do things or whatever, but I would have to do research to find those things. I would have to it's a lot of work that I can't even get all of the work I want to get done, let alone all this other stuff that may end up being the little work and research I've done have all come with big price tags, way bigger price tags that I could ever afford. And now a quick word from our sponsor. Now you can wear The Many Faces, original art by Ray Taylor. Select pieces from the ongoing series of abstract ink paintings. All products made with high quality materials, made right here in the USA. Go to inspireddisorder.com/TMF merch to browse the entire collection and save yourself an extra 10% when you check out by using coupon code RTSTMF. So once again, go to inspireddisorder.com/TMF merch and save 10% when you use coupon code RTSTMF. And now, back to our show. I got into tea. I mean, I've been into tea, but I decided to... I saw a TikTok video which who knows how legitimate it is, that said that the hibiscus flower The chemical compounds in the hibiscus flower are similar or the same ones that are in antidepressant medicine, just at a much lower level. So what I've decided to do, I ordered a bunch of tea. I ordered a pound of, which I love hibiscus tea. If you've never had it, it's delicious tea on its own. So it's like, even if it's a placebo, I'm going to enjoy drinking this hibiscus tea. But I got a pound of hibiscus tea to make, and I got a pound of, why did that make a noise? I got a pound of valerian root tea, which, that's all blown out because of the lighting. But it's a pound of cut and sifted valerian root from Frontier Co-op. So I ordered a bunch of tea. That valerian root I've taken. I like, and it works for me when I have anxiety and panic attack. Valerian root is a kind of a go-to thing. Helps me relax, helps me sleep, which are all things that I need help with. And then the hibiscus tea, fingers crossed that TikTok video I watched is legitimate, and that actually helps. So I don't know. And I drink tea all the time anyway. I actually just started, because it is starting to heat up in the desert. It's starting to get over 100 degrees now on a daily basis. I started to make sun tea. So I've been getting these giant pickle jars, right? Ordering a giant, 2 gallons of pickles. I eat all the pickles slowly. But, after I do that, so far I have 2 jars. One I use for black tea. Just for in general, I make a giant thing of black tea. And then the other tea I make, it's lemon, ginger. So I put in this 2-gallon, I have this bag that you put, I think it's for making almond milk. But it's like a filter bag where you can put stuff in it. I used to use it for my cold brew coffee, where you put the coffee grounds in it, and then you put that bag in a thing of water. So I use that. I put in 4 lemons, cut up thin sliced lemons. I cut up 4 size chunks of ginger, thin slice that, put that in the bag. I also put a cucumber in there, thin slice that up, put it in the bag. And then I also, because of another TikTok video, also will get pineapple, and I cut the rinds off the pineapple. I love eating pineapple anyway. So I cut the rinds off the pineapple, and then I boil the pineapple rinds, which I'm going to start adding banana peel to that, because banana peel has a lot of good stuff in it as well. I boil that, and then I put that in the jar, but I put that outside. So it's a lemon, ginger, cucumber, and pineapple rind juice that I make. And it's not it's an infusion, I guess, but it's delicious. I love it. It is so good, but it's also good for me. It's got a lot of good things in it. I'm thinking of ways that I can use the pulp and the products that once I take them out, and instead of throwing them away, I don't have any kind of composting capabilities right now or anything like that, but I don't know. So that's what the second jar is that lemon ginger concoction with cucumber and everything. And then I have a third jar that I'm working on that I'm going to probably use for hibiscus. I might actually do hibiscus and valerian root in that third jar as a night, kind of a drink that if I'm feeling anxiety, depression, or just to drink at night, to make a large one of those. So eventually I'm going to have 4 different jars. So we'll see what all 4 of them become. But that's what I've been getting into, doing that sun tea. Since it's so hot outside, and I like to drink cold beverages during this time, so making hot tea isn't really appealing to me. And it's nice to just have a big batch made, and I can just pour and drink a bunch of it throughout the day. So I'm utilizing the sun for that. So it's all environmental and whatever. So that's my plan. We'll see how it works. I'll update you. And who knows? I mean, my mental health fluctuates in general. I don't always feel like I have severe anxiety. Sometimes I feel good. So I feel like I'm a bit bipolar or manic depressive for that reason, because I know I can feel the difference in my brain. And like today, I don't feel, I feel pretty normal today, which is it's great to feel normal. Don't get me wrong. But then like yesterday, I was like, it hit me, and it's weird. It just hits me. And like yesterday, it hit me. Like I got all of my work done pretty early this week. So Saturday, which is my prep day, which is also a day where I still have like movies and things to watch and takes notes on. I prep all my whiteboards. I do all that stuff. I got all that stuff done on Friday. So Saturday was mostly just getting my website prepped and getting my whiteboards prepped, which is super easy. And I got all that stuff done fairly early. And I just felt like shit, like immediately, and like laid down like early, like 4 in the afternoon, was just like, I just felt horrible, and ended up going to sleep, kind of laying down to go to sleep. I mean, it took me a few hours to actually go to sleep, but like it was like 8 p.m. when I was like just done with, I was like, fuck today. I'm just going to lay down and try and go to sleep. So it fluctuates. So I'm hoping that these teas that I'm drinking will help, at least help regulate that, so it's not giant swings. Because man, if I didn't have everything done, it would have been tough. It would have been tough, and it would have only contributed to my bad mental health. But last week, so it started off bad. Wednesday, I kind of felt like normal, kind of felt awake a little bit more, but I was in a bad attitude. Or Thursday, actually. Thursday, I was kind of in a bad attitude. Like, kind of an attitude where it's like, Wednesday, I kind of felt better, but then at the end of the day, I kind of felt a combination of anxiety and depression at the end of Wednesday. And Wednesday night, I drank my last of the valerian root tea that I had before I ordered this pound of valerian root tea, which that kind of helped me kind of level me out Wednesday night. Thursday, I woke up and I kind of like felt like fuck everything. Like it's weird how like when I come out of a depression or even like panic attacks, like I'll have this like just anger at that part of myself, and where I just like, I'm not going to put up with bullshit. And like Thursday I woke up and I think probably knowing that all I had to do Thursday was the live painting, I was like, I had that weight lifted off of me where I just didn't have a lot of things I needed to do. Like I felt kind of open with my schedule and things like that. But I just had this like, just like, fuck, like today is not the day for people to try and come at me. And it showed. And it almost felt good to be angry, because it's like, out of the types of emotions that I could feel, I don't feel angry like, I mean, I get angry at certain things that are going on in the world all the time, but then that usually leads to me being depressed about not being able to do anything about it. But just having like that short fuse day where I'm on edge and angry, like was almost like, it felt protective. Like I had a protective shell around me of like, don't fuck with me today. Like life is not going to fuck with me today. And that was Thursday. And that was, you know, a decent day. Like a weird day, because I had those emotions. I had that armor on myself. But you know, it was what it was, and then like like the kind of the depression and stuff sank back in. So it was just kind of a protective, and it probably was on some level my brain just protecting, just like finding a way for me to get to a place mentally where my paintings wouldn't be affected in a negative way. Maybe. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm like trying, because I have no access or money to mental health, I have to be my own psychiatrist. I have to provide myself with my own help, and, trying to find tips and tricks through TikTok to help me, because I cannot afford to help me. I can't even afford to do all of the other things in my life, let alone deal with any kind of health related, whether it be mental or physical health related. Like, I'm so far from being able to afford anything. So I do what I can with what I have and trying my best.
Join Inspired Disorder Plus today. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus to join. Membership includes members-only discounts and deals. You get access to the Ray Taylor Show completely ad-free, as well as bonus episodes. You get access to the complete live painting archive. You also get access to every single podcast ever produced by Inspired Disorder, hosted by Ray Taylor. You get access to Ray Taylor's personal blog, as well as the opportunity to ask me any questions. So if you want to start a podcast, you're into art, ask me anything. And so many more things are being added every day to Inspired Disorder Plus. So sign up today, become a member, head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus and become an Inspired Disorder Plus member today.
I have been having crazy dreams. I'm sure that's because I haven't been smoking weed. Like, crazy dreams. I don't remember, like, I'll go through some of the dreams. And, like, I will have multiple dreams in a night. Like, I'll have a dream, it'll wake me up, I'll go back to sleep, I'll have another dream, it'll wake me up, go back to sleep, have another dream. So I have, like, 3-4 dreams in a night. And one of the dreams I had, I was in a room, potentially hotel room, with Doug Benson, the comedian, who I love. Doug Benson, Doug Loves Movies, one of my favorite podcasts. For some reason, Doug and I were sharing a room, and we were both getting ready for bed, which we were sharing a bed together, not naked. We were both clothed. It wasn't a romantic situation. And, like, I said something, or no, on the TV was playing, right? Because I go to sleep with the TV on. And Will Arnett was on the TV. I don't know what TV show it was. I don't know if it was like Lego Masters or Arrested Development, or Lego Batman could have been. Doug Benson was a voice in Lego Batman. Could have been that. But, like, the TV was on, and then all of a sudden I hear Doug Benson doing an impersonation of Will Arnett, which then led to us both getting out of bed, and I needed to take a shit. Doug got on his phone and was starting to do social media stuff, ended up going into the bathroom, so I couldn't use that bathroom. I had to leave, and now I'm in, like, this giant mansion, which is a kind of a common setting for my dreams. It's like a giant mansion. Like, I have so many dreams where I'm living in like a room in a mansion, or I'm moving into a mansion, which I'm hoping is, like, signs of the future that, like, oh, like, something will take hold. I will get traction with the work that I'm doing, and I will actually be able to afford a life of some sort. But I'm, like, going through this mansion trying to look for another bathroom, and I come across these people that are there, and they tell me to go to this other place. Somehow I find another restroom, and it's like one of those weird things in dreams where it's like you try to do something, and it's like it almost goes in slow motion and you can't do it. Sometimes it's like moving, like you can't move in a dream, or you're in a fight and, like, you're throwing punches in slow motion. This was me unable to take my boxer shorts off in order to take a shit. Like, I needed to take a shit so bad, but in my dream I was unable to, like, I could barely get my shorts off, but I could not take my boxers off, and then I woke up. And then went back to sleep that same night, and I was in a new Superman movie. I was experiencing / watching a new Superman movie, and I was like, oh, this is the most real and grounded Superman movie. This is going to be amazing. Like, there's only one scene where you actually see Superman flying. I don't really remember all that happened in that dream, but it was a movie. about Superman, and it was like the best Superman movie ever, and then I woke up, which is kind of weird. Then there was another night where I had this movie where I was fighting in a rebellion. It kind of felt like I was fighting in Ukraine against the Russians, which is kind of crazy. And then there was one last night where instead of like living in a giant house, I was in this like really nice RV, like giant RV, but in a trailer park. Really weird. Really weird dreams I've been having. But, you know, it is what it is. That's been my week. Crazy dreams, still struggling, depression. I mean, I know a lot. I guarantee so much of my depression comes from the fact that I am slowly running out of money and am struggling to find ways to make money. Because the thought of having to get a job and work for a company, like I can't, like that is a situation where I would rather just not be alive anymore. If I had to like work for somebody, like I can't, like and it would also mean that like I failed so many times. So, which doesn't help because a lot of the things I need to get done to potentially make money, I can't because I'm depressed. So it's like I have to overcome my depression in order to get more things done, in order to hopefully get some traction to start making money. And it's just like compounding, like one step forward, 3 steps back. Like I'm trying to run up a sand dune, and it's just impossible. It's just impossible. But that's been my week. Depression, help for depression should be effortless. It should be so easy. There should be numbers. Hey, are you feeling depressed? Do you have severe depression? Call this number and get free help. Doesn't exist. There's like tons of things of like, oh, you take the test, like here's the depression help. And then it's like you see the price. It's like, oh, that's not even including the medication. It's insane. It is insane how impossible it is to like overcome mental health issues in order to just function normally in this society. It is insane. It is like, which is another thing that compounds. It's like, okay, like if I do all these things, if I'm able to somehow work my ass off and get things working and start making money, it's like, that's just to get to zero. And meanwhile, the planet's going to shit. Our country is just going to shit. Like, I am not at all hopeful, despite the fact that I got my primary mail, vote by mail stuff in. And in California, at least, voting is super easy. And hopefully we will be able to do good things in this state in order to take care of the people, despite the fact that universal health care didn't pass. There's this huge surplus in money in California, but universal health care didn't pass, which would have been amazing. I'm not hopeful. I'm not optimistic that things are going to move in the right direction. If anything, it feels like it's just going to go back to what it was like when Trump was around, but worse. Because things are definitely getting worse. And it feels like they're rigging the system in every way to support what they want to do. And it's like, if I can somehow get to zero, what does that life look like? And, it's just like the only thing that would be great is if I was just rich out of nowhere and I could just leave and get help and not have to, and just be able to detach from life. When you have money, you can detach from life. You can be free. There is no freedom unless you have billions of dollars. Millions of dollars. I don't care. Give me a few $1,000s. Anyway, that's been my week. I hope everybody's been having a great week. If you know of free depression help, send it my way. For somebody who lives in California with no income, I can't pay for anything. Can't pay for shit. If you know of a way, a path for help with that, please send it my way. That would be amazing. But I hope everybody else is doing great. Take care of yourself.
New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on YouTube and everywhere our podcasts are found. Binge the full week over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Buy Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. And follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.